This is not a good sign for high schools.
This is Learning with Landon.
Why are we teaching sharks to climb trees? Perhaps I caught you off guard when I said sharks and trees. Ugh, that's gonna give me nightmares. But the point I'm trying to get across is that the school system, for the most part, has been misguided and is pushing students to learn in opposition to our human nature. In a way, the school system is trying to teach us to climb trees when our bodies and our minds are naturally optimized to swim, not climb. Another YouTuber, Prince EA, brought this topic to light with his popular videos, What is School For? And I Sued the School System. But the question I'm trying to answer here today is why do students across the United States, and quite possibly you, recognize a hole in their education that leaves schooling as hollow, unfulfilling? Well, part of the answer lies in the past with some historical figures, notably Frederick Taylor, the father of scientific management, and Horace Mann, the father of the common school. Now, Horace Mann, who made his mark in the early 1800s, believed that education is vital to the prosperity of a nation and must be made accessible to the masses, not only the wealthy. His movement for schooling rapidly grew, and it wasn't long before the public education system was born. Its goal? To turn ignorant children into a knowledgeable citizenry, aka people who can make informed decisions about voting and running their communities. Frederick Taylor improved upon this system in the early 1900s with his scientific management theory.
Not originally intended for classrooms, scientific management principles were practiced in factories to simplify work, increase workers' efficiency, and therefore maximize production output. Sooner rather than later, this theory ended up in the school system, with all students organized in neat, tidy rows facing one direction, taught to complete the same task, and controlled to move by a bell similar to the ones in factories. These things are necessary to maximize production output, but typically inhibit students' natural affinity to learn. Our education was replaced with schooling. School teacher and author John Taylor Gatto wrote a book called Dumbing Us Down to help shed a light on the school system's shady operations. While he makes some sweeping generalizations, he also has some very intriguing observations. One is about the out-of-context, disconnected state of learning that discourages the average student from discovering fulfilling meaning in any topic or course. I made the system work for me because I spent extra time trying to connect the dots between seemingly unrelated topics and by metaphorically putting myself in the original discoverer's shoes. Why learn that mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell if you don't also learn how that knowledge can impact your life? From combating tiredness or diabetes to just wanting to know why your body craves glucose-rich foods. Then, right when you're finally beginning to understand an important biological process, bam! The commanding bell orders you to stop what you're learning and report to another class to study an unrelated topic, and leaves you with only 5 minutes in between to discourage too much communication with your friends. Learning requires immersion and experience, not merely memorization. You know what it also requires? Teaching the like button a lesson. All it takes is a gentle tap. By now you may be asking, so if the school system's so broken, why'd you become valedictorian? And in the most sincere way possible, I'm the exception, not the rule. My achievement and ability to pursue further education wasn't only made possible because of my ability to work and study hard, but because my personality is designed for the system. And my curiosity was satisfied by my own willingness to teach myself and learn outside of school. But it's disheartening to see the school system work for the few instead of the average student. According to the U.S. Department of Education and the National Institute of Literacy, 19% of high school seniors can be classified as functionally illiterate at the time they graduate. and teenage depression and suicide rates have increased in recent years. Ultimately, education begins in the home. The home is upstream of culture, and culture upstream of education. Our family is vital because although you're a student for 8 hours, you're someone else for the other 16. Technology, for all of its good and bad, has opened our ability to learn beyond the classroom and shatter the glass walls which used to confine our education to the government's curriculum. Perhaps an optimist, I see educational reform on the horizon as more and more people are being awakened to the disillusionment of the school system and returning to the vision of meaningful and innovative future schooling. Meeting students' needs is more important than teaching students what they need to know if we are to turn that schooling into education. And one last thing, 1 + 1 = 2. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what high school topics you want me to consider next. And as always, share kindness, show compassion, and seek truth.